Sushi Jackknife. 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 Sushi Jackknife.
The hills are alive with the sound of sushi.
I don't care for that.
Hello, everyone.
Like it. I now I hope that spider gets you.
Oh, come on. So off mic, we were talking about, Nathan's still at his place, and I'm in the basement as normal, and I just saw a big fucking spider down here, and I haven't seen one down here in a while. We used to see them quite a lot, like the early days of Sushi Jackknife. I was always a little afraid you were going to get bit by a spider in my house and never come back. And
yes. Because as we've established through the run of the show, you have extreme paranoia about things like that.
I do, but Nathan just helpfully looked up the statistics, and what did you say? 0.1% of spiders are poisonous?
0.1%. So that means that 1 out of 1,000 spiders will kill you.
Okay, so if I had 1,001 spiders in my basement,
well.
1,000.
If you had 1,000 spiders.
1,000 spiders.
I mean, you're throwing off the statistics if you had an extra one in there.
Okay. But if I had, assuming, if I had 1,000 spiders down here.
Different types of spiders.
All sorts, right?
Yeah.
From
one of them would kill you.
Okay. A Noah's
You
Ark.
wouldn't know which one.
Yeah.
But one of them would kill you.
It's a veritable...
So if anyone is ever wanting to torture Justin... feel free to kidnap him and lock him in a room with 1,000 different types of spiders.
I think that would torture most people, to be fair. That's torturous,
I mean, still, the odds are none of them are poisonous because there's what did this say? 37,000 types of spiders?
Wow. That's in the world? Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
But, I mean, 1 out of 1,000 is poisonous.
It's a veritable cornucopia of spiders.
So if you have 1,000, you can sit there and go, is it that one? No, that one looks too nice.
How are there...
It's that one, isn't it?
Let me ask a question that neither you or I are qualified to answer.
Yeah.
How is it that there are 30... Did you say 37,000?
Yes.
37,000 species of spiders and only one species of human beings currently on the Earth. How is
Don't
that?
ask me.
I think it might be... the fact that we like, if I remember correctly from some reading I did a while ago, we like fucked and murdered all the other kinds of humans out of existence.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And now we're like this amalgam human of,
That sounds like what we would do.
Yeah, that's right. That's on brand for the human race.
Yeah, I mean, what else are we expected to do? Just live peacefully with everything else? No.
Right. No, it's not going to happen. What are you talking about?
No.
I was just watching this documentary about ancient civilizations, so this is very much on my mind. And they were talking about ancient Sumeria, which I guess is technically the first city, the first civilization, Sumer. Mm-hmm. And, they with the cuneiform and all that jazz and the Fertile Crescent, we learned about it in school at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the part of history class that everyone paid no attention to.
Right. What they didn't teach us in history is that apparently they drank beer, a lot of beer.
Oh, yeah.
They were like a wheat culture, sort of, so they had a lot of beer, and they had like a bunch of different kinds, and they would drink it out of these big pots, and everyone would sip it out of reeds. Like, you would sit down, and you'd have a big, 2-foot long reed or something, and you're all sipping out of your big beer pot. Not so different.
See,
yeah.
No, that's how we know we've evolved as a civilization. We know that you don't drink beer out of straws.
That is true. Or on ice, unless you're very strange.
Yeah, we as a civilization have grown to realize hey, straws, weird with this drink.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Too foamy.
Don't do that.
Way too foamy.
Yeah.
Well, it may have been to the fact that they were big. They were just big reed people anyway. They were into reeds. So, like, their basic raw materials they had available were like mud and reeds, and they did a fuck lot. They invented written language with mud and reeds. So,
yeah, but they still drink their beer out of straws.
Yeah, so
bunch of freaks.
They can't be that far along, right?
That's evolution right there.
I think so. Yeah,
In a few thousand years, people are going to look back at us and go, they sipped their beer?
Yeah.
You mean they weren't injecting it directly into their system?
So dumb.
What a bunch of idiots.
What a bunch of idiots.
I'm just kidding. The world's going to end way before then.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Nathan. Yep, we're not going to get to see the next stage of human evolution because we're not going to make it.
No. We are the most evolved human beings that will ever exist.
And look at what we do with ourselves.
Yeah. We evolved ourselves into extinction.
Yep.
That's it.
Good job, us.
Yeah, we win.
Good job, us. I'm trying to find something because someone else left us a review. You listeners have really ramped up the Sushi Jackknife reviews lately.
Was it a nice review?
It was. It was another really nice review, and I'm so.
Did it talk directly about me?
I don't think so, Nathan.
Oh, then I don't care.
I'm sorry. So we had Agitated State recently. Thanks again, Agitated State, and then we had another one. And I can't pull it up for some reason at the moment. Do you have the old iTunes handy? I don't know.
No.
If I can do it. Okay.
I have an Android. I live in 2020, so I'm not downloading music from iTunes.
Oh.
Like what? Where would I access an iTunes?
Oh, that's a good point. Wow. You know what I was thinking about the other day? Do you remember when Starbucks was giving out those little free song cards? You remember those?
No.
Okay, never mind.
I don't do Starbucks very often. And I feel like I need to preface this by saying I'm not saying that in a snooty way.
Yeah.
I just hate paying money for Starbucks.
You really do. It's not that you dislike it. You just don't. You don't want to spend money on anything. That's your deal. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, got it. I found it. This is a 5-star review from Hainbissa, HAINBSSHHA. They say, I've been listening to these guys for over a year now. It's different.
Oh, dang.
It's different, but a great listen. They are entertaining and witty, which makes it more than just a dude talk show. Here we go again with the dude talk show.
What the hell is up with this dude talk show thing?
I mean, I guess that's what we are. I mean, we talked about this before. We are a dude chat, because we're dudes and we're chatting.
Would we be more popular?
Yes.
If we became a dude talk show.
You mean we have to lower? Wait, yeah. I think what people like, is that I don't mean to sound like a dick here. I think what people like is they think we're smarter than a lot of other people.
They can't possibly think that.
Well, I mean, maybe the rest of the community is not putting their smart pants forward. And we do that. We did just talk about ancient Sumeria, for Christ's sake, and the number of spiders in the world.
Yeah, but I mean, come on.
That's more than like farts for an hour, though, right? Like,
well, okay. I want to try something for the next couple minutes.
Okay, I'm ready.
To see if this increases our listenership.
Okay.
The next couple of minutes, let's turn into a podcast that would be hosted by a comedian that's regularly on Joe Rogan's show.
Okay. So
okay.
All right.
So chicks, right? Like, do you think that will increase listenership?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. So am I the weed guy now? Is that how this works?
Yeah, I think you'd have to be the weed guy.
I'd have to be the weed guy, right?
I'm the misogynist, you're the weed guy.
Okay, I can do that. I can be the weed guy.
I mean, we can switch if you want to be the misogynist.
No, I mean,
it's all on the table for you.
Oh, geez, misogyny or marijuana?
Yeah.
Huh, what a tough choice. What a tough choice.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I'll take the weed. I'll be the weed guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, what happens when Kamala Harris, is VP and, it's that time of the month?
Oh, I don't know, man. Like, like, fuck. Oh my god. But like QAnon, right? Like,
yeah. No, they have some valid points.
I can't do it. I can't keep it up. I can't keep it up.
Do you know how hard I was having to reach to come up with that Kamala Harris comment?
Pretty hard. That's good though. Look.
Well, and on top of that, the answer to that is she's the vice president. Nothing would happen.
Right. Nothing. No, she can handle her periods,
she will
everyone.
continue to stand behind Joe Biden.
Right. I mean, Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State, and she didn't like blow up the world.
No,
within her first
until 2020 for that. Has Donald been on his period for 4 years? Is that the deal?
The entire time, yeah. Now,
okay.
That is misogynistic, though, because you're saying that periods are, a bad thing. But yeah, he has been. He totally has been.
Well, that's just the argument that all of them always make.
Yeah. You're right. No, I think
all the time, Hillary Clinton.
More accurately, go ahead.
Which is stupid for two reasons. Number one, that's not how it works.
Right. No.
Obviously.
And
number two, Hillary Clinton was in like her 60s.
Yeah,
so that's not a thing.
Post menstruation. Yeah, she's done. No more Clinton babies out of that particular birth canal. No, I think Donald Trump acts like a guy whose asshole is bleeding all the time, though. Like he's got
it's from the McDonald's.
Yeah, he's got a hardened McDonald's rock stuck in his colon, and that's why he's such an asshole.
You would probably act the same way if your diet consisted of 18 meals of Big Macs a day.
I'm curious about something. He's not known as a drinker. Do you think he drinks at all? He doesn't seem like a drinker. He seems more like just the junk food, really.
He says he doesn't drink.
Okay, he says that. Okay.
Yeah, I would believe him on that. I don't know about everything else.
Yeah, he definitely does cocaine. He only doesn't drink because it takes away that cocaine high.
I don't. He's doing something else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Probably some drug we don't even know about.
Oh, yeah. He got it from Epstein's Island.
Oh, God. World's worst.
That's right. We went there.
World's worst reality show.
That one would not make it to air. I don't
think so. Terrible.
No.
Absolutely terrible.
Oh man.
Well, no, again, thanks for the review though. That was awesome and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's been great.
I appreciated a 5 out of 10. Because it didn't directly address me.
Oh, it's a 5 out of 5.
No, I'm saying I'm rating it a 5 out of 10.
You're rating the review?
Yeah, I'm going to start rating reviews.
You want someone do us a favor for Nathan's ego and just write a review based around Nathan in all his glory. And we all know
that's 5 stars. It needs to be 5 stars.
It has to be 5 stars, of course.
Like you're going to hear a rant if it's a 2-star review about me.
Yeah. And if it's a 5-star review, you're going to get a passing mention.
I'd like a 5-star review that has a full paragraph about how great I am. And then at the end, they just tack on, and Justin's cool too. 5-star.
Get on it, Sushi Pals. Get on it. What do we, the Sushi Train? That's a pretty good name for our fans. We've had lots of different names.
The Sushi Train, that would be a good name.
Sushi Train's not bad, right? reminds
That's
me.
not a thing I'm ever going to eat at again, I don't think.
I don't think that's a possibility again in this world, Nathan.
No, that's a good way to die.
Yeah, you're going to get the COVID. Did you hear about chicken wings? P.S. Now this is very within the genre.
Chicken wings?
Well, I just saw a headline. You know, our friend D, who is a wonderful human, but bless her heart, she lives on chicken wings, and she sent me a CNN headline that alluded to the fact that you might be able to get COVID through chicken wings. Yeah. So I don't know that that's backed up by a whole lot of science. You know how these things go, but there you are.
I don't know. I mean, at this point, I feel like there have been 8 billion theories thrown out there.
Yeah.
And we're kind of just throwing them out there to see what sticks.
No, I think that's right. It didn't say like it was the origin of COVID, but it said it did say you might be able to get it through chicken wings. I don't know why specifically wings. Who knows? But there you go.
Let's see.
Are you looking this up right now?
Yeah. Chicken wings test positive for COVID.
There you go.
But no evidence virus can be spread via food transmission.
Oh, see, good. Okay, so it's in there.
A batch of imported frozen food was found by Chinese officials to have traces of COVID, Reuters reported. Though experts maintain there is no evidence the virus can be spread via food transmission. Wait a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
How did they find it in the frozen food, but it can't be spread through food?
Well, the microbe...
Like, we can't get it through food? Is that what they're getting at?
That's what they're saying. Like, yeah, it can be present. Like, the actual virus can be present in the food, but you're not gonna the coronavirus can be present in the food, but you're not gonna contract COVID from eating it.
They also found it in samples of the packaging of frozen Ecuadorian shrimp.
Oh,
so
damn! I eat that every Tuesday.
So dodge those Ecuadorian shrimps.
Not really. I'm allergic to shellfish. So there you go. So
I'm not. I just am not going to buy Ecuadorian shrimp.
Particularly.
Or shrimp, really, ever. Because, I'm cheap.
You're cheap.
We're back to cheap.
Cheap bastard.
And frozen shrimp, I don't know. I mean, you probably don't know that well, what with, allergies. But frozen shrimp are very rubbery and not good.
Yeah, no, you want to go fresh. I know that much. I do know that much.
So
I want to request that whoever writes this review mention your frugality, shall we say, within it.
That's a good way to put it. I would also appreciate thriftiness.
Okay.
I don't know. There's got to be an even better way. Very practical. I'm very practical.
Should they avoid words like miserly? Would that be?
Yeah, no, that would be bad.
That has a negative. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's look up all the synonyms here, and I'll pick the best one.
This is a research episode. I love it.
Yeah, well, this is what happens when I actually have a computer in front of me while we record.
Look at that. I like this. This is fun.
Let's see.
The more you know.
Parsimonious?
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 Yeah, parsimonious. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. A word I knew but didn't know what it meant.
See, I didn't. I've seen it, but I didn't know how you say it.
Shows how smart I am.
Mingy?
Mingy? Mingy. That sounds
Mingy?
No, Mingy. That sounds like a disease.
Yeah, I don't use that one. That one's confusing.
Try this on for size. Nathan Badley, you're a mingy bastard.
See, that feels like it has a different meaning to it.
Yeah, it does. It reminds me of mange, and so I feel like all your hair is like your body hair is like falling out or something.
Yeah, it does not sound like you're saying, "Hey, you don't like to spend a lot of money on things."
Yeah, no. And parsimonious is such a nice sounding word.
Yeah, I like that one. So I recommend use of that one. I mean, you can use whatever you want, but remember, I will be rating your review 1 to 10.
Right.
So,
on the show, live on the show. Yeah.
I think that's my next podcast, is I'm going to have a podcast where I just review reviews.
Oh boy, see the increasing meta nature. I do like that.
And then you can have a podcast where you review each episode of my podcast reviewing reviews.
Oh, I like that. And well, if we keep these to like 10-minute episodes, I think we could pull it off.
And then we get to a point where we just spiral out of control.
Yes.
And time collapses in on itself.
Yes, we create the singularity.
Yeah.
Booyah.
So that's my new plan.
Okay, I'm into it. No, I like this idea.
It will either save the world or destroy the world. But I mean, it's a risk we gotta take.
No,
so.
right. Well, as a couple of dudes who are eternally stuck in all the D-level action movies, it's a risk we gotta take, Nathan.
That's right.
It's what we have to do. We have to bore into the center of the earth and say the word parsimonious into the.
It's the only way we can make it. So, man, what if that really was all it took to end all of this?
What?
Like just boring into the center of the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, unleashes something that ends COVID.
Well,
and sucks Donald Trump back into hell from whence he came.
That would be good. I'm sure there's at least a handful of ancient religions that suppose that, there's a big old demon down there, and if we just drill far enough, we'll get to him. Mm-hmm. And that fucker will come out and, breathe fire or something. And I'm sure fire kills COVID. It just happens to kill everything else, too.
It would kill COVID, but then he would go, "My son, you've done well," and take Donald back with him. So that's you know what? If anyone has any contacts with the DNC,
yeah,
that's the attack ad. I want to see on, the next time I turn on CNN or something, I want to see an attack ad from the DNC saying, "Donald Trump claims he's not a hell spawn. But do we really know that to be true? Have we seen his birth certificate?"
Oh. Has anyone seen what happens if we toss holy water on him? He doesn't like to go in churches.
Trump.
Yeah.
He can't be trusted. Look at how he's holding the Bible in this picture. That doesn't look like a person who feels comfortable with what he's touching.
Who's touched this, really? Is this a new Bible?
That's what I want. I want attack ads that... you know how Michelle Obama said, "When they go low, we go high"?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nope. We're now in a world where one side is just running with QAnon conspiracy theories all the time.
Oh, yeah.
We go lower than them. We get weirder.
I like this idea. I do enjoy this idea. Well,
I want attack ads saying, "I don't know, David Icke had a point."
Yeah.
Maybe Donald Trump is a lizard.
Maybe fucking lizard people, right? Maybe. I do want to run with this idea a little bit. Because I feel... I do feel just taking on the other side for a minute, just taking on their point of view. It's a lot more fun. We're talking about the QAnon thing. I heard a story on that on Fresh Air this week. I randomly turned on the radio literally for the first time in months. I have not listened to the radio. I've not listened especially to news on the radio. So they're interviewing this woman from The Atlantic who wrote a big article about the QAnon thing, and I don't know a whole lot about it, but it certainly seems more exciting than reality. Like thinking that there's like code going on, and because the president wore a yellow tie or something, he's signaling something. There's this whole, it's a lot more fun to think that there's a gigantic conspiracy going on than actual reality, which is much drier and more boring.
Just imagine living in a Nicolas Cage movie. Right. That's what they think they're in.
Right, exactly. And there's some fucking shadow government. Listen, there is a shadow government. It's called rich people. That's it. That's the end of the story. And they don't.
There's not much to it. They give you money and then you do what they want.
That's it. That's the whole system. And it's always been like throughout, let's go back to Sumerian. It's always been that way. The fuckers with the money win. That's how it works.
I think so. If you ever spend any time on Twitter, eventually, if you look at political tweets, you'll run into a QAnon idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, person. I'm being diplomatic here.
Okay.
Person, a QAnon person, not idiot.
Okay.
And inevitably, someone tries to argue with them by stating facts.
Right.
And obviously, that just frustrates them. If the left could come up with their own crazy conspiracy theories, so they, a QAnon person starts spouting some Pizzagate nonsense, right, and instead of arguing with them and stating facts, you just go, well, Donald Trump feasts on the arms of Hispanic workers on Mondays, and that's where he gets his power. You say that, it's way, way less frustrating.
It really is. I mean, maybe we should just start this thing. I don't know. And it plays on people's, and I do understand this at some level, like some way down level. It plays on people's sense of, sense of things going on that are out of their control, which is true. Yeah. Most of life is not in your control, Yeah.
Well, okay. I'm about to get. Now we're going back to to the thing you said was smart, which isn't.
Okay,
I'm still going to say it's not smart.
I like it,
but. Okay, so I was just talking about this today, and I know I've mentioned this to you at some point, but the idea of absurdism.
Yeah, absurdism, right? Yeah.
As a theological tenet, but really a philosophical idea.
Yeah.
Soren Kierkegaard, all of that stuff.
Sure.
Saying life is just absurd because as people, we inherently really have no purpose.
Right. Right.
and so our purpose is trying to find the purpose when there's really no purpose.
Yes.
And second choice is to find religion, and therefore your purpose is given by a divine being. They found a third choice, which is there is a purpose, and it's some weird shadow government. And they're going to be the ones to uncover everything.
Right. Like I just watched, this movie's been out for a while. I just watched Terminator Salvation, and that's the plot of all the Terminator movies. It's, it's us, the real humans, versus Skynet, versus this entity that we can't possibly overcome, right?
Versus Amazon, yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes, exactly. Versus Amazon. God, that sweet, sweet corrugated medicine. So many fucking boxes in my house from Amazon. Anyway, I have suckled from the Bezos teat many a time.
Oh, man. Haven't we all?
Haven't we all? But yeah, so I love this idea, what you're talking about, though. I love this idea of absurdism because I kind of think, the first option, I kind of think is true. I kind of do think, like, I'm not going to say this is my belief 100%, right, all the time. But there are times when I think that, yes, life is absurd. Mm-hmm. And the best thing you can do is try to fill your time with something that you enjoy, right?
Right.
Try to survive and then try to enjoy yourself, right? Without causing mayhem, I guess.
Now this is, I will warn you,
okay,
a very thin line you're walking.
Is it?
Because if you step the wrong direction, you end up in nihilism. And you don't want to end up in nihilism. Well, because they add a third choice, which is suicide. Right. And that's not great.
No. Well, and
that's not a good choice.
No, I don't. No, right. I mean, I see how you get there, though. There's a progression, right? Like, I could see how a certain type of person's going to end up in nihilism, or a person in a certain state of mind. You know, a lot of this. Sometimes I wonder if certain philosophical ideas just fit some people better than others. You know, there's not a one size fit all, philosophy, I guess, right? Because
I mean, if there was, we would have found the meaning of life.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Then philosophy would be over.
And then we would be
then we're done.
But then we would be right back where we started because we're all still alive and we have all this time on our hands. Yeah. You know, it sort of repeats itself. So I like the idea that it's absurd. There's this other idea that I ran across in all my Taoism stuff. And there was a I don't remember what it was called, monism or something, I think it was, that preceded Taoism in China. And there was a certain person within that school of thought who just, and I reflect on this sometimes, who just said, like, what do you really have to do as a human being other than, like, breathe, drink water, eat, sleep, and, like, defecate? What,
we do all those things.
Yeah, like, what else do you really have to do? Like, if you can... Okay, obviously we've set up a system where you have to work to be able to eat and live comfortably, right? And entertain yourself. So you got to do that. But, like, is there anything else you really have to do? Is the question it begs. And I feel like those two concepts are related, this absurdist idea and that idea. That's cool. Mm-hmm. I like that. I like when I can see the tendrils between, you know, one side of the world and another, and across the gap of time and all that jazz.
Yeah, it turns out human beings all kind of think the same things.
Right. Like we do. Yeah, like we do. And there's this repetition that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be nice if everyone realized that. I don't know how you get people to realize that. It would close some of the weird gaps where people don't understand other people.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think you record 164 episodes of a podcast and then you have a good idea.
We finally got there. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we're done. Bye, everyone. That was the show. That was the entirety of the show.
This has been a journey to get to that one thought.
Yep.
And we're done.
And we're done.
We're tapped out.
I'm fucking tired now. I'm going to podcast bed and I'm not getting out. I am interested to see, you know, assuming, which I hope happens, assuming you and I continue recording this, many years hence, it's going to be really interesting to go back and listen someday as to what we were thinking, you know, as young men in our 30s versus, you know, maybe older dudes in their 50s or whatever.
Well, obviously what's going to happen is we're going to get more and more conservative over time.
Oh, God.
And it's going to turn into a conservative podcast by the end of the run.
Crikey. They do say that, don't they?
Yeah, we're basically just on our road to being two Rush Limbaughs.
Oh no! Come on. I want to be the pot guy instead of that.
I mean, you can as a Rush Limbaugh type pop all the pills you want if that makes you feel better.
It does. It will, at least for a while.
Yeah, I mean, not that he has been busted for doing that or anything.
No, I mean, again, I got to do something with my time.
Yeah. I was about to say allegedly. And then I was like, nah, he got arrested with those pills. We know he did those.
Oh, yeah. He ate those opioids like candy, baby.
Oh, man, loves them.
Not that discredits a person. It's just all the other shit he did discredits him.
Yeah, actually, that's not the thing that discredits him. It's just him that discredits him.
No, lots of regular folks get addicted to opioids. It happens all the time. The shit is like highly, highly addictive. It's just that he's an asshole.
Yeah, most of the people who get addicted to them aren't also going on the radio preaching morality to everyone constantly.
Right, exactly.
And blaming everyone for their own problems.
Oh, what beautiful irony. What beautiful irony. It's always the people like that too, you know. It's always the people who are out there spouting something or another.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
I mean, think Bill O'Reilly.
Oh, absolutely.
Family values. That's what this country needs. Family values. By the way, I'm going to need $20 million to settle the sexual harassment lawsuit. I may have made a few drunk phone calls, guys. Oops.
It's so true. No, it is. I think there's a weird psychological thing that happens with people like that too. I mean, Bill Cosby's another example. You know, he's America's dad, right?
Yeah.
And then he was, God, so fucking dark. So fucking dark.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a bummer. That one's a bummer because he didn't do anything to make me dislike him before that.
No, nothing at all. He was such a positive character in so many ways.
Aside from his ranting about how people need to pull up their pants.
Yeah, that was a thing. Yeah, he did go on.
Let's calm that one down.
Yeah, chill out, Bill. Chill out, Bill. You know, we don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the irony of that is most of the people who needed to pull up their pants are not in jail.
Right, exactly.
for drugging people.
Yeah, and raping them. Yeah. You know, we do love
allegedly.
Well,
allegedly.
Yeah, sure.
I'm covering us.
Yeah, just legality reasons. I mean, we all know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, thank you, legal aid. Thanks for popping in.
Thank you.
Save it. Neither of us have money for a fucking lawsuit, so we would just have to eat it.
To be fair, at this point, he probably doesn't either. I don't know.
Oh, that was cold.
Yeah.
You know, we love a self-destructive person. We love a Richard Pryor. You know, to draw an obvious comparison. You know. We love a person like that, and it's not that Richard Pryor never hurt anyone, because he did, right? He hurt. Oh, yeah. He hurt women
all the time.
It wasn't so
emotionally. Like, he did a lot of things.
He did a lot of things.
The difference, and I was thinking about this one day with when Louis C.K. made his comeback.
Yeah, that's happening right now, isn't it?
Yes,
we're currently in that. Yeah.
And I started thinking, what is the difference between the comedians in that era and now? Aside from, we have Twitter and we can yell at people now.
Yeah. Right.
Because it was harder to yell at people then.
It was.
You had to go find them to yell at them. It was a lot more. And the difference, I've decided, is Richard Pryor owned up to everything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like what is the special? It's on the Sunset Strip, I think.
Okay.
Where he tells his whole story about lighting himself on fire while freezing cocaine.
Yeah.
very, very much out in the open with what he did.
Right. And shooting his car and all that stuff.
Yeah. Like that's the main difference. He, in some way, took some responsibility for it.
Yeah.
Whereas Louis C.K. comes back and he's just like, so it was crazy, right? Anyway.
Oh, I don't know.
Things got nuts for a while. I don't know.
And yeah. Versus Bill, who tried to hide it till the bitter end.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's just, yeah, you're right. That does tend to, doesn't forgive what someone's done, but it does tend to give people, I don't know, people give you more leeway if you're so out front with your flaws, you know. Well,
and another good example, when we go back to the beginning of the Me Too heyday.
Yeah.
One of the people who got caught up in accusations was Dan Harmon.
Oh, Dan Harmon, yeah.
Created Community, Rick and Morty.
Harmontown.
Bunch of other stuff. He, instead of coming up with this half-hearted, I've always been a champion for women, and I'm striving to be a better person. Apology.
Right.
Came out and went, okay, so here's what happened. I'm not proud of what happened. It was bad. I've tried to be better. I've done this. I apologize to this person. I've reached out to her directly. Blah, blah, blah. It's done.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
He's fine now.
Right. As evidenced by the fact that I don't even remember that happened.
Yeah, it was a very short, he directly addressed it immediately, owned up to it, apologized, took responsibility, and moved on.
And somewhere his PR person rejoiced.
Oh yeah, that PR people just hate all of this.
Oh my god! Well, it's a tough one. I work with a couple PR people, and they're interesting. They think, I'm not saying they're bad or anything, but they think differently than I do, for sure. And maybe I'm just dumb about what they do.
Well, you have to think differently to be in that line of work, I would think.
Yeah, I guess you do, because you're thinking from every possible angle how the public is going to interpret something. Yeah, right?
This is why our PR for this podcast is terrible.
Oh, horrendous.
We're doing it ourselves, and we're just like, whatever.
Yeah, there was a day where I was having a whim of maybe I could run for a local office, and then I remembered the show, and I was like, oh yeah,
oh no, don't do that.
you could. There are so many times where I have said such well, you too, not so much you, more me. I've said such horrible things.
Oh man, there are so many things that out of context.
Oh, exactly.
They're going to be like, Justin says that he loves Hitler, and then have a soundbite to back up what they're saying.
Exactly.
You're like, that's not what he said. No.
It would be great for the podcast though if I did do that, and I did get what's the word? Lambasted? Land?
Yeah.
Is that the word? In the public press.
You're right. That would be helpful. You know what? As the unofficial PR person here.
Thank you. You're legal and PR.
Yeah, I'm going to say go ahead and just do it. Just run for something. It doesn't matter.
Okay. All right.
Just something big enough to get your name in the paper. So It can't be like comptroller.
I don't even know what they do.
Yeah. You got to... it's got to be like school board or something.
Right.
Big enough to get into the local paper, at least.
Yeah, that sounds good. School board. I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since we've said enough things that are on the left side of the political spectrum, surely Breitbart or someone
One of these
will
fuckers
pick up on the podcast and find all these clips, and then it will go viral.
I like it. That's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. I'm full of great ideas.
You really are. Thank you, PR Nathan.
Most of them are at your expense. Add that in the review. Anyone who's writing the review, I have great ideas.
In quotation, or not in brackets, at Justin's expense.
Yes,
it's not untrue. Speaking of local elections, and I guess this counts as national. I was at a restaurant the other day eating outside. And
oh man, that's a bad way to get COVID.
I know it is. Listen. I just want to put it out there. Not my choice.
Oh no, I understand.
Yeah.
Well, this conversation has taken place at my house, where one party, who shall remain nameless, is like, well, on a patio. Nope. Absolutely not.
And still, and yet, this was not my significant other. This was with some other folks. However, we were approached by a woman, a woman, probably, if I had to guess, I would say she's probably in her 50s, maybe.
With a mask on?
No. Well, yes, she did have a mask on.
Okay.
An African
worn properly?
Yeah, well, mostly. It fell off the... That's a real issue in this whole situation.
People like to have the nose out of the mask.
They really do, and that doesn't...
They're big fans of not masking the nose.
It doesn't cut the mustard. So this very nice, African-American woman approaches us and says that she's running for president. And very nice, has a whole spiel, and it's all very positive and very third party and all that jazz. And she is having to go around because of some I'm guessing bullshit statute and get 350 signatures of citizens of Davidson County, I guess.
Oh yeah, no, that's a rule everywhere.
Is that a rule everywhere to be able to get on the ballot? Okay.
Yeah, finish your story, and then I'll tell you the Kanye story about this.
Oh, so I hope we helped her along her way because she seemed genuinely nice, and she, of course, she's not going to be elected president. I'm struggling to remember her name. I'm sorry. But,
this is a good start for her campaign.
But you got to give it to a person to try, and then the button to that story is just that we were walking after we had finished eating. We were walking past a Panera, and there was another African American woman who was running for president, and she didn't have a petition going, but she had signs and stuff. I was like, wow, this is. I mean, maybe I'm ignorant, but I don't think that's ever happened before. To me, at least in my experience. And I was like, this is cool. Like, all these people are out here running for change. And I think that's great. Anyway, please tell the Kanye story.
So speaking of great minds, voices of generations who are trying to enact change. And so he also has had to gain signatures to get on ballots. And it's not going well.
Oh, okay.
A couple states looked at them and went, well, some of these are fake, so no. However, the one that blew my mind, I was watching a whole news story on this, and the stupidity involved in this entire thing blew my mind.
Yeah.
So, in Wisconsin,
okay,
he had a person going to turn in the signatures to get on the deadline. They have to be in by 5 p.m. on August 4th.
Okay.
They showed up at 5 p.m. and 14 seconds. With 2,000 signatures, so he's not on the Wisconsin ballot because it was 14 seconds too late. So now This is where the extra stupid comes in. There is a whole semantics argument going on about the definition of 5 p.m. between his campaign people and the state of Wisconsin.
What?
Because they're saying 5 p.m. would last from 5 p.m. and 0 seconds to 5 p.m. and 59 seconds. So if we're there at 5 p.m. and 14 seconds, it falls in there. And Wisconsin is going, no. 5 p.m. cutoff means when the clock hits 5 p.m., it's cut off.
I got to give it to his legal people, though. That's kind of a brilliant argument. I mean,
yeah, it's this whole, it's the, in a presidential election that I expect to be extra stupid. I mean, it's already been pretty stupid to begin with.
Well,
Let's be honest.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, we're having to talk about Kanye West in a presidential election, so it's pretty stupid. This is like the stupid cherry on the sundae right here, where we're having to debate what 5 p.m. means.
I'm picturing, an all-out legal battle with atomic clocks and what clock was referenced and all this jazz. And
they'll bring in just a model of a clock so they can demonstrate how it works. Like, it still is not 5:01 at 5 minutes or at 5 p.m. and 14 seconds. Therefore,
you're going to want to do that on an analog clock, I think. It's much more visual,
And the judge is saying, they're going, okay, bring the clock to me. Let me see the clock.
Oh, it's so good.
It hurts my head. All of it hurts my head.
Ugh.
Like, as a society, I'm not sure we're going in the right direction.
No, just the amount of time and resources that they're probably devoting to having this argument could be spent,
for a person who, again, is not going to be president.
No. And look, I'm not taking anything away from Kanye as an artist. He's a brilliant artist. But he doesn't need to be president. He's done nothing in his life to qualify him to be president of the United States.
To be fair, that's no longer
I know
a differentiating factor for presidential candidates.
I
know. We no longer require proof that you can handle the job.
Or have any inkling of what it entails.
Yeah. Now the requirement to be president is, I don't know, I think they say some funny things. It's kind of funny.
What is it? You're 35, a natural born citizen, and you have a heartbeat? I think those are
That's it.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah. So, really, if it came down to it, and so let's say we find out Joe Biden can't run for president.
Right.
And then Donald Trump is correct, and Kamala Harris was born somewhere else. Now, obviously, that's not true.
Right.
I want to state that it's not true at all.
Right.
But let's say it wasn't. The deep state really did conspire from her birth to lie about her being in Oakland, California.
Sure, let's do that.
Okay, so they're wiped off the ticket. There is no more Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to vote for.
Got it.
So the only two options you have to vote for are Donald Trump and Kanye West.
Oh, no, Nathan. Don't force me.
Who do you pick in that scenario?
I mean, okay, it's not a choice I'm comfortable with, but I'm gonna pick Kanye because
I feel like you have to.
We have seen what happens in scenario A. Let's go with scenario B.
Like maybe with Kanye as president, it's just a different hellscape that we have to go through.
You're probably going to get like at least one Kardashian in the cabinet, and they're smart people.
They are smart people.
You know, that's going to be better than what we currently have.
And you definitely get a presidential mixtape or two.
Oh,
which is interesting.
I'm picturing the Oval Office being set up as a recording studio.
Yeah,
and that makes me happy.
What would be very interesting is the way Kanye does everything.
Yeah.
It would be like 6 months of nothing happening. And then in 1 month, it would be like, all right, so I'm getting peace in the Middle East this week, and we're going to declare war on Russia. Also, I'm passing all of these tax breaks for these people. Also, just all of this work is done in 1 month.
I like it.
And I'm releasing 15 albums.
That's because he's mentally ill. That's the bipolar disorder talking right there.
But I mean, you look at how the year has gone with Kanye.
True.
It was, I'm releasing 2 albums. Here's 2 singles I've thrown out. Now I'm running for president. I just signed a deal to be on the board with Gap. I've done...
What? I didn't even hear about that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
interesting. Yeah. Okay.
So he's now designing clothes for Gap.
Okay.
Like, all of this happened in a month.
Holy shit. I would take the 6 months of nothing, though, at this point.
Yeah, that would be,
I would
be nice. That would be okay.
Less goings on, I'm in favor for at this point in the year.
And you're going to have a lot less attacking of, like, immigrant groups, because he just doesn't care.
No, it's not on his radar.
He just doesn't care.
Right.
None of it matters.
No, it's totally fine. Yeah,
So-
we're going to turn all that around.
In the event that every other candidate besides Kanye West and Donald Trump are knocked off the ballot, like every other candidate,
yeah,
even the Green Party, they can't even put anyone on there,
okay, all right.
have decided we're endorsing Kanye West.
Kanye 2020.
Yeah. In that very unlikely event.
But who's going to be vice president?
Oh, man. Kid Cudi? I don't know.
Sushi Jackknife.
Sushi Jackknife.
Hey everyone, Justin here. Little shameless self-promotion. So the band I am with and write songs for is called Judy, Judi. We have a record out. It's been out for a while, and I think I've mentioned it before on either or both shows, or maybe put a track at the end of a show. And but this time I wanted to introduce another track from the record. The record's called Gorgeous, Cross-Eyed Crazy. It's on Spotify and Apple Music and everywhere else. This song is called Nice Girl, featuring a rather large riff and bonus vocals by my friend Sierra. So hope you enjoy, and thanks for listening. I just noticed there is a very large spider on my wall.
I just wanna be a nice girl. I just wanna be a good friend. My undying love for Indian rock will never end. Hey! It's Inspiration comes in waves, never the same as yesterday. I slid my sneakers off, watch Nick Battles with mud. I go see Leah, she says, wear the clothes. And Jen is lovely, but I hide my painted toes. I just wanna be a nice girl, I just wanna be a good friend. My undying love for indie rock will never end. There's something in the water in Georgia, lower faith Kevin and me. Imagine how it could be a Pace magazine fantasy. Some would pray, turn your thoughts to higher things. Well, I just laugh and say I've seen those pretty rings. I just wanna be a nice girl, I just wanna be a good friend. My undying love for indie rock